What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. Here we are at game number 2 between Complexities, Minigun, and Empire's Happy. This time we're here on the map Shakur's Plateau. Minigun spawning over here in the upper left-hand position as our blue Protoss player, and then over here in the far upper right-hand position, Empire Happy as the yellow Terran player. Alright, so this is game number 2 in the series between these two players. Last game we saw Happy open up with that Cloak Banshee harass and was able to do a little bit of damage early on to Minigun with that, killing off a few workers and setting Minigun behind a little bit economically. Now he kept up the Banshee harass, and this was really good for him because it allowed him to distract Minigun and provided him time to work his way up to that big Marine Marauder army, throwing in a ton of Vikings, a few medevacs, plus the Raven, and with that, Happy was able to pull off a ton of SCVs, move out with that all-in push, and it was just a little bit too much for Minigun to handle at that point in the game. And that came at around the 14-minute mark. You know, a lot of times when you see all-ins, it's a little bit earlier than that. But again, opening up with that harass, keeping Minigun nice and distracted, and then just macroing up his army and then pushing out with that all-in was pretty solid indeed. Now we do right now have Minigun moving up to that upper right-hand position where exactly where Happy is located. Since he is spawning out so early, he should be able to get off a little bit of harass on this. Although, given the fact that that Rax is so very close to the resource line, I'm really not so certain how much damage Minigun's probe is going to be able to do. We do have Happy actually heading the over far left position, and we'll be attempting to scout out Minigun, and we'll be actually moving straight into his base there. As you can see, we do have Pylon Gateway plus that first assimilator coming out right now for Minigun. Minigun will be staying in Happy's base for quite a while. He just keeps pushing that probe close to that SCV to try to force Happy to take an SCV off the line to protect the one that is attempting to build this Rax right now. Certainly one of the downfalls of being Terran, having to keep your guys on the buildings while building, and obviously, you know, drones have to sacrifice themselves, and I'm not saying that it's a lot harder being a Terran player. I'm just saying that specific aspect of it is a little frustrating to deal with, especially when it comes to players who know how to do that SCV harass. But it is pretty simple. All you really have to do is pull off an SCV to engage it. So it's not that difficult to actually deal with. Right now, we do have Minigun again stealing the gas, so preventing Happy from doing any crazy early super strong build. I mean, as we saw last game, it didn't really stop Happy from going still for all-ins, but still, this is going to allow Minigun to consistently scout out the base because of that assimilator. Do keep in mind, he obviously loses the resources because eventually he loses this assimilator, but evidently for Minigun, it's worth it to allow him to keep up that scouting, because otherwise right now, this probe scout would not be in the main base because there would be a Marine sitting right here. So because he drops that assimilator and forces those Marines to engage it, he is allowed to consistently move up and back into the base there. Now, once his bunker's up and there's even one Marine in it, he's not going to be able to do that anymore, but still. Back over here, we do have Minigun coming out again with the quick expansion, 1 gate into expand, just like we saw him do last game. So with that gas steal, as we can see, Minigun is quite content going for that quick expand build. He's not feeling like it is too risky. We do have the fact that Happy has scouted it out, so Happy could decide to try to stick on that one base and push out with something strong. Unfortunately, because he was down 1 gas, there's really only so much he can do. Cloak Banshees will be incredibly delayed. He might very well go for it, just like we saw him do last game. But if you were to go straight Cloak Banshees, it's you know, this type of build is much more delayed, given the fact that he has such a late refinery, because Minigun, you know, goes straight for it and steals it right away. So the Nexus, about 3/4 of the way finished right now. We have that second gateway coming out. Here's the Cybernex core over here, and are we going to be seeing a third gateway, or is he going to go straight Robo? That's the question, really. Looks like it is straight to that third gateway. So Minigun going pretty standard there, 1 gate into 3 gate, and then the Robo after that. Going straight for that Robo is just a bit more risky. And here comes a Hellion right now for Happy. We'll be doing the scouting as well as killing off this worker. And Minigun trying to get a few shots off there, and I'm a little surprised, in all honesty, that Happy let that happen. Really no reason to take that damage to the Hellion against a probe as long as you're paying attention. A little bit of Stalker Micro will prevent that Hellion from being able to push in and do much at all now. He did scout what he needed to, though. He did see that expansion, so now he knows precisely what's going on, and then happily moving back to the center there and grabbing that Zelnaga tower. We are seeing a factory again drop down over here as well, and once more used to distract and prevent any early pushes from Minigun from doing that much damage. Even though it's not a full wall off, having a little bit of an obstruction there makes it harder for units to move up and down and try to get a lot of harassing off. So coming out this factory actually prevents that harass from being able to do too much damage as mentioned. Now here comes that first Stalker. Happy should be able to spot that and push back, and actually trying to just circumvent the Stalker. And nope, he's moving straight to that third. He actually wants to see if Minigun tried to come out the third. No, never mind. He's just trying to avoid that Stalker. So we'll be grabbing the tower over here. And yep, he sees the stalker heading up to that northern tower, so he's just going to sit here for a moment. And again, unfortunately, he realized that, you know what, just because this one stalker's in the middle doesn't mean I'm going to be able to get any more scouting done. He was pretty certain that there was another stalker or sentry waiting for him, and as you can see, there quite clearly was. So back over here, what is Happy doing? It looks like it's the same thing. Cloaked Banshee opening, then moving into Marine Marauder Heavy. And then, I don't know, wouldn't be too surprised if we saw the same style of build. I mean, it's looking almost identical right now in terms of what he's doing here in the early game. Back over here, that expansion is up right now, nice and saturated. We've got a 4th gateway warping in at the moment. And here comes the harass right now. Cloak Banshee moving down, sitting already with those 2 kills. We have that observer scout, and that's going to allow him to spot that. Almost losing that sentry, though. And the Banshee able to just barely sneak away. And what's going on? Pay attention. There we go, Happy. Pulling away in the nick of time. We've got another Banshee moving out. Will he go 3rd Banshee or straight into the Raven? That's a question. Last game we did see him move right into the Raven after this. This Banshee actually getting ready to move into that natural expansion while another one pushes forward and gets ready to move right there into the main. All right, so here we go. Happy preparing to move into the main, and is he going to go straight for that sentry? Oh, he needs to get that one that's a low health. Actually going first for that strong one. Oh, what is he doing? There we go, getting first sentry killed. 2nd sentry gets dropped, and the Banshee moving his way to head back home. 7 kills already for this Banshee. So much damage right now. Early game Banshees, even though Minigun is fully aware and prepared for it. We have managed to see Happy do quite a bit of damage with this harass here. Actually turning around to engage that stalker. Should be able to take that out, no problem. There we go. And then head back home for a repair. This one, Banshee, again, with those 7 kills, but needs to be very wary because there is an observer here, plus those 2 stalkers. And that'll be enough to take out that Banshee, especially given the fact that it's at such low health. And it actually looks like we're seeing almost the exact same thing right now. We can see he's got those Marines and Marauders pumping out of these racks here, and he also came out with that follow-up of that Raven. So just like last game, here's that repair on the Banshee, and Observer Scout moving out. The Banshee's still trying to do more damage, now sitting with 8 kills. Let's take a look here at the units lost, and unbelievable. I am shocked. I really thought Happy lost an SCV or something, but evidently not. No losses so far for Happy, and Minigun already 1,000 resources behind in this game. We do right now have 2 Banshees in the middle of the map, plus the Hellion at that tower, and where are they going to be going? Are we going to see repair on this and then see them both push out? Is it going to be part of an all-in push? What exactly is happening? Double Engineering Bay, oh no, and here's the Ghost Academy. So not going to be seeing that all-in that we saw last game from Happy. Happy instead will be teching up, quite evident there by that double engineering bay plus that academy. Moving out with an all-in right now while coming out with that stuff doesn't really make much sense at all. So it looks like Happy will be working his way into at least the middle stages of the game. Back over here, we do have the charge upgrade coming out right now for Minigun. Minigun does have that robotics up, but no Colossus or anything on the way. He doesn't even have a robotics bay right now, so just sticking gateway heavy for the early stages of the game. Blink Stalkers are in play right now. Minigun getting that Blink research completely unbeknownst to me, evidently. We'd also have that level 1 weapons. That is just about finishing. Here we go. Couple Banshees moving down to engage and getting a few more kills, forcing those Blink Stalkers back right now. And this is unbelievable, the amount of damage that Happy is managing to do here. But here come those Blink Stalkers, and that's not looking good at all for these Cloaked Banshees. A little bit scary. Stalkers blinking forward, trying to do what they can, and no, very close. But Happy does manage to get away there. Scout over here at that 3rd expansion. Happy will be able to see whenever Minigun does drop that Expo. That Zealot actually can make quick work of that Marine. If he just moves on down, he would have absolutely no problem with that. And Blink Stalker still heading back home because those Cloaked Banshees still going to town, forcing Minigun to pull off of the line. How frustrating is that? These Banshees doing so much damage. Let's take a look here. 7 kills for that one. But look at that. 13 kills there. We have a Marine actually moving forward to grab that Zelnaga Tower. And here we go. Still more and more damage. And again, just getting 1 or 2 kills here, 1 or 2 kills there, and then pulling back when we see a response from Minigun. And that is absolutely beautiful play there from Happy. Just fantastic amounts of harass early on. And look at that. Only 100 resources lost right now for Happy, but over 1,500 lost for Minigun. So obviously right now Minigun is quite a bit behind. Now he's working up his forces, and the game isn't over yet. This is just early game harass that he's been dealing with. It's really going to come down to that big first engagement. Minigun certainly can still get his way back into the game, and the Blink Stalkers, but no cloak detection. That's embarrassing. So blinking while those Banshees were uncloaked, but that immediate cloak, when those Stalkers move forward with that blink, there was an immediate cloak there from those Banshees, and that prevented those Stalkers from doing any damage at all. Happy still in the 2 bases, but working his way into a third right now. He does have a total of 4 Ghosts in play, no more in production at the moment. He's also coming out with that armory. That's going to allow him to move into those 2-2 upgrades over there from those engineering bays. So very nice to see Happy is deciding to do that, but still just pretty macro heavy. Besides this Banshee harass over here, it's been just a macro heavy game for both players really, but again, Minigun showing that he's able to deal with this, but still he hasn't done any real damage in return, and that's something I'm a little bit concerned about because he really does need to do something. There we go, finally getting rid of one of the Banshees. And that was actually the one with the most kills, because this one here is only sitting with 9 kills. So the veteran did get sniped out, unfortunately, from those Blink Stalkers. A little shark swimming there in the background. Oh, so beautiful. Scouting Marine right now, moving out for Happy, allowing him to see this 3rd expansion. Now, how does he respond? What is his plan? Well, right now, he is moving into his 3rd expansion, so maybe not too concerned of the fact that Minigun does have a 3rd of his own, given the fact that, you know, Happy's like, hey, well, you know, I've got my 3rd too, so that means we're about even in terms of resources. So I'm okay with that. I'm not that disappointed. Ghost count right now sitting at 6. No, never mind. Make that 7. Where's number 7? Oh, it's right there in my selection group. I'm just bad at counting. There we go. We can't see right now. Minigun sitting in the middle. Actually, a nice spread over here as well from his units. That's going to allow him to avoid too much EMP damage. If we did see Happy push forward, though, as we can see, right now Happy is not pushing forward. He does have control of those L9 towers, but not pushing forward yet. Observers prepared to scout when that push does eventually come. I'm a little saddened though that there really hasn't been much more harass at all from Minigun, and actually we do see Happy preparing to harass the Econ right here, and he's actually going to get a few shots momentarily. Here we go, workers coming down, and there is the Banshee getting ready to get a few more free kills. Now at number 10, there is 11 and 12. And then just pulling back right away, Observer Scout sitting dead center of the map, and he will be seeing the fact that, yes, in fact, there is a push coming right now. Now, Happy does want to get those Ghosts in front so that he can land some EMPs, but very nice positioning there. Having those High Templar in the back will prevent them from getting EMP'd as easily, especially with those Charged Zealots as a buffer there in the front. So sitting Charged Zealot heavy, plus those High Templar, a very nice mix of units here, and it looks like that first engagement will be coming forward right now. There's the EMPs. He actually manages to take out that 1 Ghost there. A couple more Ghosts moving forward, preparing to get those EMPs. They do really have to be careful, though, about feedbacks that they could be seeing from Minigun. Minigun landing a few clutch feedbacks could get rid of those Ghosts in a hurry. But still, no major engagement so far. Still just more Banshee harass. Now sitting at 12 kills. And almost taking out that Stalker, but unfortunately wasn't able to there. So no more Banshees in play. The Banshee harass is all done for the rest of this game. I would have to assume just bio heavy right now, plus those medevacs, maybe throwing in some Vikings just in case there's that Colossus transition. And actually, here we go. 2 Colossus in play right now for Minigun, and he's working his way up into a 3rd. He got that Thermal Lance coming out, Blink Stalkers pushing forward just to get some scouting information. Pulling back just a little bit, but still just kind of some dancing between both players. Not a whole lot. Here we go. Finally some harass. We're going to see some stimmed up Marines and Marauders here in the main and trying to snipe down that Box Bay. That would actually stop that Thermal Lance and stop any more Colossus from coming out. As a result, we saw 2 Colossus go straight into production there for Minigun just to make sure that he'd be able to build them. And actually, no, we'll be losing those Templar archives, so he can't warp in any more High Templar either. Very nice sniping there from Happy, and Happy taking advantage of that to get control of the center of the map. And oh no, he's going to be losing this facility. It's even unpowered right now, so that Colossus production has stopped. Unbelievable harass here from Happy, and I'm just saddened that we're seeing no response at all. Now, one big advantage, though. Minigun working up his 4th expansion. He's going to have that up and running way before Happy gets his 4th going. So Happy needs to do more than just sniping down some tech buildings. Now, that's not to take away from it. That was very effective, and oh, loving the current position that he's going in. Look at this. Minigun has no clue what's going on. He does not know until those Marines and Marauders are already in, stimmed up. And where are they going first? They're going straight for that Econ. I'm a little surprised they're not moving for that tech, actually. We'll be taking out those few Zealots right there. We do have a cloak ghost, and there's a nuke! Oh, a nuke! Oh, a total of 30 workers killed. That is nuts. That was insane. He loses the medevac. He loses the Marines and Marauders, but that nuke, he killed so many workers. Holy crap, that was unbelievable. Unbelievable. 30 workers killed. Got a little bit of damage here. That cloak ghost still sitting in the corner, and he's getting prepared for another nuke as well. Oh, Happy. Beautiful, beautiful play. He's preparing for some additional drops. We got a drop coming out over here. Happy just all over the place, doing as much damage as possible. And once more, no response at all from Minigun. Now, Minigun could try to build up a death force and just push out and just try to take out Happy. That's certainly possible. But so far, I am impressed with Happy's ability to harass. Unfortunately, though, losing that medevac. The Marines and Marauders will be stimming around and trying to do as much damage as they can. And oh my gosh, this Ghost is prepared for another nuke. When is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? I'm so anxious. I want to see that nuke go down. He's got a great opportunity right now. And there it is. Nuke prepared at that third expansion. Is Minigun going to respond in time? Does he see it coming? Pulling off just in time. Beautiful play there. Blink Stalker's moving up. Unfortunately, though, that Ghost is cloaked. Now, the nuke does still land. Only kills off 2 workers there. Bit of shield damage over there as well, and my gosh, unbelievable. That definitely could have been a lot more devastating. Didn't end up working out for him, and actually now moving that cloaked Ghost into the corner because he realizes that cloak is just about to drop. He's got another nuke in production, still sitting in the middle of the map with the bulk of his forces there. Happy, though, besides that, not much else. He's got the Ghost over here. He's got his forces over here, dropping a scan, actually, to spot the forces of Minigun. Minigun just dancing around, and he's just been trying to deal with this harass as much as possible. Here's that 4th expansion, the 5th expansion, actually, expansion number 6 moving up here as well. So Happy really going to be sitting in a strong economic advantage very, very soon. Once he gets it saturated, he should actually be in a very good position. Now, we do have a few Blink Stalkers moving forward for scouting. And, wow, unbelievable. He's got 1 nuke in the bank right now. Is it going to come? He's actually preparing to drop a nuke over here, trying to keep those forces back, and that's beautiful. Forcing the units back right there, and hopefully he doesn't nuke himself. There we go, managing to stick back. But this effectively stops the Protoss player from moving up on this position. That's the entire point. That's a defensive, a strategical nuke there. Nuke right here, stop the Protoss player from engaging there, and that gives you, allows you to put some control towards that engagement there. Lots of bios sitting over here, and Minigun really needs to do something to get himself back in this game. Take a look up here. Minigun drastically further behind right now where Happy is in terms of resources lost. He's just hurting so bad. 2 medevacs worth of units moving forward. There's another strategical nuke there. I'm surprised he's not trying to use it with this Ghost, but actually just dropping right over here. Couple of storms trying to do some damage, but this bio has actually got a great opportunity to do a lot of damage right now. We've got a few Ghosts moving forward. Oh no! No, that did not just happen. Unbelievable. Happy nuking his own Ghost. Oh, facepalm moment. Super facepalm moment. That was harsh. That was very harsh. Those Ghosts are so expensive. Losing 4 like that is very painful. And Minigun trying to seize the moment, pushing forward just a little bit. And we got another nuke. Hopefully he doesn't nuke his entire army this time. Oh, that was very sad. What is he? Can you please move these? Happy. Okay. I was very concerned right there. We have some forces actually pushing down, trying to prevent the expansion that was attempted over here for Minigun. And Minigun's actually making that push right now. Those nukes. Oh, man, that scared me. I really thought he was going to nuke his own forces again. I can't believe he lost those Ghosts. That, in all honesty, was a little embarrassing. And that's just... that sucks, Happy. I've been so impressed with his play thus far in the game. We get some more dropping going on over here. He will be trying to continue to do some damage. Shibble him up with those Zealots. Look at how hardy those Zealots are. Actually tearing through those Marines and Marauders. That is unreal. Those Zealots, just so much. We actually have 3-3 upgrades right there. That's going to explain it. 3-3 upgrades over here for Happy as well. A few storms going down. Trying to keep the force of at bay right now. Minigun's trying to drop those storms to stop Happy from being able to push forward anymore. Still got that 1 Ghost, 2 nukes sitting in play too, so he can use that at any point, and actually nuking this resource line would be very, very big for him. Actually do hope that he manages to do that. We got some air upgrades as well coming out with that level 3 for those Vikings. Obviously, that's going to help tremendously against those Colossus numbers, but we're starting to see more and more High Templar here, I'm assuming is what we're seeing right now. Actually, 8 High Templars opposed to just those 2 Colossus. So as that switch happens right now, and as Minigun moves away from those Colossus and towards those High Templar, it gets a little scary. Very nice EMP. And actually right now, with that defensive nuke, we'll be forcing the units back right now. He's actually trying to move forward to engage, but what I was saying earlier is that as Minigun starts to make his way towards more and more of those High Templar, unless Colossus, being so Viking heavy, is actually really going to hurt Happy. So Happy needs to be careful to not be caught in a too bad position. Nice EMPs, stopping those storms from going down from those High Templar. Charzel's pushing forward right now, and it looks like Minigun is feeling confident right now. There's a defensive nuke, and continue to push back, but that Ghost gets mopped up, so that defensive nuke didn't end up doing much of anything. And oh no, this is looking very bad for Happy right now. I don't know if he has got those forces, those Vikings getting torn to shreds. He's going to take out that Colossus. Actually, no, Colossus is still alive. And there it is, the Happy calling the GG. Crazy game, absolutely crazy game. I cannot believe that Happy nuked his own forces. I was really impressed with the amount of aggression. One big problem, though, as I mentioned, is that late game, Happy was sitting so Viking heavy, but we saw Minigun with so many High Templar and not a lot of Colossus. So being so Viking heavy doesn't really help Happy at that point in the game, and because he didn't actually push out before that big switch to High Templar heavy took place, that really set Happy behind and really put him in that vulnerable position, and that's why Minigun was able to actually push out and get that pretty easy victory there. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. This was game number 2 between these two players. We're now tied up 1-1, and we'll be moving on to game number 3 in just one moment. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Keep watching and keep owning.